Ladies Adolf, Fight Connect TV. We're here ahead of Saturday's big event. I'm delighted to be joined by the one, the only. Look who I'm here with. Jimmy Harrington, obviously coach of Isaac Lowe. We're proudly sponsored by ESBC Boxing Game and brought to you in association with Empire Fight Store. Jimmy, how are we?
Very well, thank you. I want to start this interview off by thanking everyone down at Empire Fight Store, how well they've looked after everybody in camp, all the boxers, just been with the tape, with the gauze, anything that we've needed, fantastic. So thank you very much. Kept the boys stocked up through camp.
Well, thank you very much for that. I know that when we got the word back that all our stuff was been sent down and there was a good response on the gloves and everything, we were delighted. So thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Yeah, they're the best in the business. Dean and myself have had a good friendship and we go way back anyway. But since the business of the tape and other products has taken off, we just wish you great success moving forward.
Thank you, Jimmy. Let's talk about fight night. Obviously, this is a mad fight week. I mean, have you ever experienced anything like this before?
Answer that question, yes, because I've been here before, haven't I? As a co-trainer, where the head trainer at that time was Dave Woolley. Jamie McDonald won his WBA world title on that very pitch against Natrawat, I think if I pronounced his surname correct. So yeah, I think Carl Froch said there were 80,000 in attendance that day. So Carl Froch, there's 94 here now on Saturday. So yeah, it's massive. It's been a massive build-up, been a great camp. But it's been a different camp as well. I've spoke on other interviews. There's been no media. It's just been solely concentrating on boxing. There's been some great trainers in camp. There's been myself, there's Billy Nelson, Frank Greaves, Steve Egan, who was Tyson's first ever amateur coach who got him into the game. It's just been great. We've all been bouncing off each other, helping each other, working with different boxers in there. I got to meet Baby Miller. Wow, a good character he was. Honestly, the character and what you envision of him is not what he is. He's a proper nice fella. Good down to earth. So I thought when he was coming into camp, I thought might be a bit of an headache, this fella, but no, we were absolutely spot on. Couldn't do enough for the camp, sparring as well as like the boys in there.
What I was going to ask you, Jimmy, is obviously you've been in this sport for a very long time. You look after your Freedom Boxing in Doncaster. You've got a load of amateurs that are coming up that are striving to be on these big stages and these big platforms. And you're working with the best in the game, Tyson Fury, the champ. For you, do you take back then, what you experienced and go back to the lads and be like, this is what, if you work hard, this is all ahead of you?
Yeah, as a coach, I always just try and share my experiences anyway, and they'll all vouch when I say this. So when over the years that I've gone up to Tyson's gym just for training, I've took the boys with me and tried to share my experiences with them and show them what can happen if they just knuckle down, keep the nut down, get cracked on. And again there, so just going to see, this is a great question you're asking here, ladies. So a few weeks ago, Bailey Lindsay passed, and at the time, we got Tyson to come down to Doncaster, and Bailey spent a day with him. It's noted that Bailey had a long-term illness, but Tyson spent a day with Bailey, and Bailey got to share that experience of a day with Tyson. Bailey was an amateur boxer for Freedom Boxing Club, so.
That's a beautiful story, and that's when we look at Tyson in particular, the journey that he's been on with mental health, speaking out about mental health, and all the fans and people that he's helped by speaking out. There's also a side of him that we don't see, like the charitable work that he does, the video message he sends to people, the vote of confidence. I know Bree Roy at One Emperor Management, when she was going through a dark period, she was inspired by Tyson. He found out and he sent her a beautiful voice note just saying, like, keep going, and I'm inspired her now to be a world champion just like him.
Yeah, so that story on Tyson having his breakdown, I had my breakdown in 2007. I was just Jimmy Harrington, I had no voice. So Tyson Fury comes and speaks for all the Jimmy Harringtons out there. That's how Tyson and me get on so well, because we've got such an understanding. We're both diagnosed with bipolar, which is not a shameful thing for me to openly stand here and admit, but it took me many years to stand and admit that. He's just an advocate for people like me. He is my voice, and it's great that he gets out there and he makes you speak out, because it's difficult for people to speak out in today's society. There's so much pressure with social media and other avenues and other ventures, and it's tough out there. It's a tough world. It's awful. It's an horrible world.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and it's something that we must talk about in depth again another time when it's not fight, when we sit down and do a proper interview and talk about everything. But we'll have to leave here because obviously you're a boy next to you. Big fight for him coming up the weekend. A final question. You know, obviously you're backing him for the win to bring home that title. But how's he been looking this camp?
Fantastic. Nut down in camp, grafted away, done everything and more I've asked of him. Never second questioned me, never second guessed me. We've got great confidence in one another anyway as a team, Isaac and myself, and the other factors in there, and I just see an Isaac Lowe victory.
Listen, thank you very much, Jimmy Harrington. It's such a pleasure. Jimmy Harrington for Fight Connect TV. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.